I don't know, it's something about engines that calms me down, you know?
In this episode we're going to take out this engine and put in the other engine. But before we can do that, we have to undo everything. So, without further ado, let's start. Of course, everything is rusted, so we need to drill out all the rusted bolts.
Never mind.
As you can see, the engine spilled out all of its guts. After some coffee and the usual shower, we continue on the ground. Make sure to bag all your nuts and bolts and write down everything where they come from. Well, this is actually the hardest part now, getting the engine out of the car. I removed everything underneath and from the sides and on the front, so everything should be ready. So let's start. Well, that's how you move an engine. Or don't. Don't do this. So, now we wait for help in order to get the engine back up its feet and get it out of here. Wel een beetje uitdraaien.
Time to take apart the old engine. Some parts need to be transferred to the new engine, like the oil sump.
Awesome.
We don't know how, but the piston and the connection rod exploded into pieces. This is what is left. The new oil sump is cleaned and painted and now installed.
Well, as you can see, the engine is back in the car. It was a lot of work, but we managed to do it. It was a bit sketchy, so we didn't get everything on film. All that's left to do now is install the subframe and some other bits, and hopefully start the car today. So, let's go! Well, months of hard work come together now. It is time to start her. Hopefully she starts. Before we start, I disconnected the coil packs in order to rotate the engine to get the oil everywhere. And after that, it's time to start. What's wrong? What's wrong? Shit. Swapped over the old computer. Hopefully this works. Well, everything looked good at the beginning. I switched out the computer, which fixed the starting problem, but now we have a bigger problem. A giant oil leak. Turns out the oil seal, or the seal from the oil pump, is broken, and now all the oil drips out underneath when you start the car. There's only one solution, that is taking apart everything again. So, much fun and a longer video for you guys. Hey. Well, the solution to a very big oil leak is actually a €2 costing part. So, without further ado, let's install it. For those who are wondering why the car sounds like a tractor, it's actually because of a broken variator. The variator sits on the camshaft, and today I'm going to show you how to fix it using this small kit. So, let's start. Well, here you can see the camshaft. And the variator actually sits here. We take off this cap and we can see the variator. Now, the hard part is to get it out. It's threaded onto the camshaft, so we need to make a special tool to get it out. Carefully take out the locking ring. The shaft is spring loaded, so watch out when you take it out. The kit comes with a new spring. In the side by side you can see the difference between the old and the new spring. To get a better look at the variator, I actually took it apart and made a little diagram. I'm now going to explain to you how the variator is set up and how to put it back together, because that's the most important part, of course. First of all, we have the housing of the actual variator. Here you can see inside. There are some grooves on the side. We have two small rings, which are placed in the front of the variator. We have a small plastic white ring. We actually got two gears. We got the spring. We got the shaft. And we got the locking pin right here. Or ring, locking ring, how you want to call it. Now, in order to get it back together, there's the specific order this all needs to go. As you can see on the diagram,
We start with the two metal washers, then we got the plastic ring, then we got the gears, the spring, the shaft, and on this one is the oil seal. Now it's important that these two metal washers are actually installed like this. Like this. On top of that comes the white plastic washer, which goes on the bottom. Like this. Now these two gears, I found out, need to come correctly. And how to see that is there's a hole right here and there are 3 holes right here. They actually need to align. Pick one, doesn't matter one. But important is that this matches and also the inside matches. Like this. If you don't do this, it may look right, but the inside does not match and it will not work. So make sure you align these 2 holes like this. Now why is this important? Because the shaft actually goes in right like this. And this needs to slide over and actually match on these 2. Now the spring goes over the shaft, and that way when you insert this one, it will go through. What I found out is that it's easiest to actually leave the variator shaft on the camshaft like this. And the reason is, actually, if we want to put it back together, we need to turn the whole assembly. So when we put it like this, put it together. When we have it like this, and we take the variator housing, we actually need to turn it a little and at the same time push it in. Now that can be a little bit of fiddling. Probably not gonna do that on camera because it's way too hard. So that's how the variator looks from inside. Take a look at the graph and good luck.
Well, the hard days of working are finally over. The engine is back in the car. Well, the hard days of working on the car are finally over. The engine is back in the car. Not gonna touch it again. So let me explain what we did. First of all, I took everything back apart. I spare you the details of everything. It's like everything we did in the first part and then again. So what we did is we changed the seal on the oil pump. It was a liquid seal that didn't hold, so we placed a real seal in there. But to access it, we had to take apart everything, and I mean everything. We also refurbished the variator. Now this is the second one. We also have one in the car. We replaced the spring inside it and a little white ring. The car sounds a lot better now, so let's listen to that. Now the car sounds like it's supposed to. All that's left to do is to do a test drive. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. And don't forget to subscribe.